Today, I want to go over with you the Pull Jaw Strike, Dangkyo Jireugi. And if you want to know a little bit more about these actual hitting and striking techniques, I've put some links below in the actual description. To start with, we first need to understand what part of the actual hand are we striking with. Well, with this part, we're actually striking with the fist. And remember, when we're hitting with the fist, we're striking with the two knuckles here, like so, because it comes up and through. So remember, we're hitting with the actual two knuckles. Now, with this move as well, specifically with this move, what has actually happened is we've actually blocked something, and then from here, we're grabbing the opponent, and from there, then we're grabbing part of the clothing, and we're pulling towards us to then strike. And we're striking the opponent within the face section, more specifically the chin area here, which is where we're actually striking. Now, in the Taekwondo Poomsae number 8 Pull Jang, it's in moves number 6 and number 8. Now, when we're doing this technique, there are some main points to remember when we're actually doing it. The first one is that when we finish the actual stance itself, we're finishing it in the actual forward stance, which is the apkubi. So that's the stance that we actually do it in. When we're doing this actual technique, it needs to be done slowly. You need to make sure you're doing it with all the strength of your body, and it takes about 8 seconds to complete. At the same time, when we're doing that, when we actually finish the actual move itself, we're finishing the move whereby the striking hand is at the chin level of the opponent or yourself here, like so. At the same time, the pulling hand comes back, and it comes back onto the actual height of my shoulder, like so, but you don't touch, you're not touching the shoulder, it's just away from the shoulder like that. When you're coming through with the actual strike itself, the strike starts from here. It doesn't start at the belt, it starts in the midsection here, and it comes through and up. Now, let's go and actually learn the technique. To start with, we need to break the technique down into several sections. The first part is where we just learned a very simple movement of the actual hands. From there, then, we'll just add in the actual stance itself, the forward stance akubi. And then after that, we'll then actually add it into the technique within the Poomsae from the move before the actual technique is completed. So to start with, if we want to get into the jumping position, and all we're going to do is literally we're going to raise our left hand up to the center, and our right hand comes back. Now it doesn't go back on the actual hip, the belt. It's halfway up, roughly round about where my kidney section is, my rib cage is here, there. It's not on the belt, it's just up here. So from here, we raise it up like so. And the reason for that is because when we're doing it in the actual technique, when we turn, we're actually already bringing it to this point here with a hand out to the front. Now, the other thing to bear in mind when you're doing this is this technique is basically done when we're actually grabbing. You're grabbing somebody, pieces of clothing or whatever, and you're grabbing and you're pulling it towards you, and you're striking up by the chin. So always bear that in mind when you're actually doing this, if what we're doing it for. So we get into the jumping position, left hand comes out, right hand comes back. Now remember, the other thing is my hands, both palms are facing down at this time in the fist. So from here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull my right hand, my apologies, I'm going to pull my left hand towards me, and that comes just to where the top of my shoulder is. I don't touch my shoulder, it comes level with my shoulder. And as I pull it towards me, I'm twisting it over. As I'm doing that, I'm then coming up with the opposite hand. I'm coming up to strike. And I'm coming up to strike the opponent's chin, like so. And again, we come back onto the hip. I pull with my left hand comes across, so you're just getting used to the twisting of the hand, and then I pull out and push out with the striking hand, and that comes up to where the chin is, like so. And again, so from the side, you can see from here, it comes out, my left hand comes back across, and my right hand comes up and strikes the chin like so. And you're just doing that at the moment to get used to the actual twisting of the actual hand and the wrist. So twist, twist. Once you're used to that, then we need to join it together so that they actually both finish at the same time. We come out and then we pull. As we're pulling, remember we're doing this for the count of 8 seconds. And we're pulling and twisting our hands and then to finish, like so. So they're both finishing and twisting at the same time. We go out, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it both finishes together, like so. So that's the movement of the actual hands itself. Now the stance that we're doing it in, we're doing it within the forward stance at Kubi. So, same again, get into the Chumbi position. And from here, all I'm going to be doing is stepping out into the forward stance. As I'm stepping out into the forward stance, my hands come up. Like so, in the position that we just had. And then from here, then I'm going to bring them and do the count of 8 so that they're doing and twisting at the same time to then finish. And all we're just doing is getting the feel of the actual stance itself when you're doing the actual move. And you want to keep doing that until you're comfortable with it. Now remember, at the same time, you've got two sides. You've got the right side and the left side. So always practice it on both sides as well, because within the Poomsae, it's done on both actual sides, the left side and the right side. So now we know the actual technique. What we now need to do, we need to now add it into the actual technique of the Poomsae. So with the technique of the actual Poomsae itself, the move before it is this one. We're basically in the, like a forward stance, but it's narrow. It's not the width distance. It's just in a straight line. I'm doing a low section block and a single mountain block, and I'm looking in the direction of where we're blocking. Now from here, all we're going to do is, as I turn, I'm turning and twisting. I'm getting myself into that position where I'm now actually in the forward stance, and my hands are now ready to do the actual move itself. And then from here, then we pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we do it to the count of 8. So we're back again. So we turn, and then we're doing to the count. Now, important to remember when we're doing this, it's all done to the count of 8. So we need to make sure that the actual, when we're turning and doing the move, it's all continuous in 8 seconds. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like so. And remember, as I said, you put two sides. So in the actual Poomsae, it's done on one side, and then it's also done on the other side as well. So remember always to practice on both sides. Now there you are. That is a pull jaw strike, which I hope will help you when you're trying to learn and practice it. Now below, somewhere in this bottom left or top corner, is the next video on hitting and striking techniques for you to go and learn and practice. And as always, until the next time, Gam Sa Hae Ni.